Velma is back for a second season on Max. So today, let's see if this new season is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Max. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up-and-coming content. When an even spookier mystery grips Crystal Cove, Velma must find a way to balance her detective work with the demands of her newfound popularity before it's too late. So I'm not someone that absolutely hated the first season of Velma. This series really divided fans. There were people that thought this was the worst thing ever made. I'm someone that enjoyed it. It wasn't like the best thing I ever saw. It was confusing if the creators loved Scooby-Doo or just absolutely hated and wanted to make fun of it. The way that they took the characters, it was a bit odd coming from someone that loved watching Scooby-Doo as a kid. It was a bit of a challenge to watch a lot of the changes to Daphne, Fred, Norville, and Velma, and not even having Scooby-Doo in it. It just seemed very odd to me. The jokes worked in the first season, but overall it felt very different. And the second season is a bit better than the first season, but a lot of the structure for that first season carries over into the second season. Even really the storyline involving Project Scooby and what happened to Fred's mother at the end of the first season and having Velma's mother return in the first season. All of those dynamics, those storylines carry over into the second season and have more growth. We have Norville, who's dealing with what had happened to Fred's mother and what he did to her. Project Scooby, we unraveling more of that. Having Velma's mother play a bigger part in the second season. But what makes second season work more than the first season is more of the dynamics between the characters. They're starting to feel more like friends. You start to feel some relationships develop. You still have those hot and cold moments between Daphne and Velma, but we understand the characters. The first season had to establish the differences between the series and Scooby-Doo, and now within the second season, you're fully adjusted to the changes within the show. So you're able to kind of focus more on the relationships, and there is a lot for Daphne and Velma. At times it's like a roller coaster. It's all over the place. At times you feel like they're madly in love, at times you feel they hate each other, but by doing that you get a more understanding of Daphne and who she is. She is a pretty good character in the second season. She meets new friends and she starts to become more aware of who she is, and Velma is still understanding who she is as well in all of this. But they dedicate a lot of time to that relationship as there is a new mystery to solve. People are dying, but it's all connected to what happened within the first season. Fred becomes a much stronger and more likable character this time around. He at times does feel like the classic Fred. It's all about me, I'm rich, and all of that. That worked for this character, but he becomes someone that is getting more involved the second time around. There are many times within this series that it does feel like it's starting to transition into the typical Scooby-Doo realm. We have references to other Hanna-Barbera characters and even references to previous Scooby-Doo characters outside the ones that were introduced in the first season. So they do a great job of bringing in some other characters that the fans will recognize immediately and see them throughout the show. So there are some references, some Easter eggs along the way that make me smile. It's starting to embrace some of the tone of Scooby-Doo while maintaining that adult feel to it. It did start to transition itself into the likes of Scooby-Doo, not entirely, but I did see some progress towards all of that. The adult humor is still there. I laughed a little more in the second season, mostly coming from Fred as he is dealing with the loss of his mother from the first season, but he's starting to blame everybody around him. But there are some funny moments that come between him and his father, and their very complicated relationship. I like that the story did progress from the first season. I feel like there were still some unanswered questions about Project Scooby and all of the brains within that first season. And the second season does a fine job of continuing all of that, really looking at the past when Project Scooby was created and exactly what all that entails. We get solid answers within this second season. But I did like that continuation because it did add a depth to the characters and the importance of some of the minor characters and the dynamics along the way, like Velma's mother and Fred's father and Norville's father as well. Already plays a big part in the ongoing mystery within the second season. I still thought Constance Wu and Sam Richardson and Mindy Kaling, Glenn Howerton did a great job in their roles. There's more personality to them as we realize that some relationships are very strong, like Daphne and Velma, and sometimes they could be a bit wonky between Norville and Velma, but you do have some personality coming along the way, especially from Sam Richardson, who's dealing with similar things that Velma dealt with within the first season, and he is constantly on edge. He's anxious a lot, and we do see a more softer side to Norville in the second season. Fred is vulnerable as well. Glenn Howerton is able to make Fred feel like it's all about him, but also he's vulnerable and he's aware of things that his friends have done. So there's more personality given to these characters the second time around. Velma season 2 worked more as I understood the changes to the show, and the continuation of the story was pretty strong. Those jokes flowed better the second time around, but if you absolutely hated the first season, I'm not sure how much you will like the second season, as a lot of the jokes about Scooby-Doo and teens and men's role in society and women's role in society, it pokes fun at all of that, how the first season did that as well. And the second season, the jokes that they target are still there. And so if you dislike the first season for the lack of Scooby-Doo and all of those characters and how it just felt so different, second season is a lot similar in terms of its story and the character structure. Everything about it, it does feel very much like that first season, but tinkered a little bit more to make it more rounded out and enjoyable to watch. Like I said, if you dislike that first season, I don't know honestly how much you will like the second season. I will warn you, I was a bit frustrated sometimes watching that first season, but I did enjoy the second season and some more references to Hanna-Barbera and Scooby-Doo characters as well, which was nice to see when they did reference those characters. So Velma season 2, 10 episodes. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't think season 1 was the best thing ever made. So I went into season 2 being more open the second time around and see if they can change things and just make it better. So before I give you my score for Velma season 2 on Max, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm gonna go ahead and give Velma season 2 a B-. Thank you guys for checking out my review for Velma season 2 on Max. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.